Okay, what's up guys? Today we are watching a video together, how to get rich so fast that people will think you are cheating. I think this video is pretty, well, let's see how it is. Yeah, let's start right into watching this.
The fastest way to get rich is to copy. Most people
That's
won't
what
do
we're
it.
doing right now.
Their ego
So,
won't let them. But there is a guy called Monish Pabrai who did not care about any of that. He copied Warren Buffett. How he spends his day, how he runs his business, how he makes every
Warren
decision
Buffett is
without
probably one of the
ever
best guys to
meeting
copy,
him.
maybe,
And
I
he
would
made
guess.
$154 million from it. He calls himself a shameless cloner, and he's quite proud of it. I know you clicked this video for a reason. You have a side business, a YouTube channel, or a skill that you want to turn into real money. Maybe even quit your job and do it full time. But nothing seems to be working. I have been there. And what Pabrai figured out changed everything for me. It can do the same for you. Let me show you how. Imagine two gas stations, right across the street from each other. Same neighborhood, same prices, same gas. One of them is absolutely crushing it. Cars wrapped around the block, loyal customers making tons of money. But the other one is losing money every single month. What's the difference? Well, the successful gas station wipes your windshield for free, checks your tire pressure, tiny little touches that cost them very little. But here's the thing. The failing station can see this happening every single day. The winning strategy is literally right there across the street, but they won't copy it. Why? Pride, ego. We don't copy other people, we do things our way. And they go bankrupt. Pabrai read about this and he realized something. Humans have something weird in their DNA that prevents them from adopting good ideas easily. The solution to your problem might be right in front of you. Someone else already figured it out. It's working. It's proven. But you won't do it because you want to be original. Pabrai made a different choice. One day, he's sitting at the Heathrow airport between flights, killing time, and he picks up a book called One.
Well, at some point you do have to be original. We can't all do the same thing. We can't just all go and watch YouTube videos and do reactions on them. Guess that wouldn't work. So I guess it's not as simple as they portray it here, because I mean, of course, you do need to have a unique selling point. You can't just copy everything and just say that this is a good new product. My reaction of this video doesn't on this video doesn't really make it better or worse. It just gives you a new opinion on that. And yeah, but let's continue.
Up on Wall Street by Peter Lynch. He's flipping through it and he comes across something about Warren Buffett. Now, Pabrai knew nothing about investing at this point. He was just an engineer. But he reads that Buffett was making 31% a year for over 40 years straight. Most investors can't even get 10. So, right there in that airport, Pabrai has one thought.
31%
This guy
per year
has figured out the investing game. What if I just copy exactly what he does? Not try to be smarter than Buffett.
The average market is like, if you have like conservative estimates, it's like 6% annual growth. But if you have like estimates that are a bit higher. It's usually like 7 to 8 percentage kind of growth per year. So 30 is definitely a completely different story.
Buffett not try to improve on his methods, not add his own brilliant twist. Just copy everything. No shame, no ego. So Pabrai goes home and starts studying
What we're
Buffett
doing
like
right
it
now.
is his life's work. He reads everything Buffett ever wrote,
Copying,
watches every interview,
reacting.
reads every book about him. He starts going to Buffett's annual meeting every single year for over 20 years straight. He copies everything: how Buffett structures his business, how he spends his morning. He even starts reading 5-6 hours a day and working completely alone, the same way Buffett does. And over the years, he starts making millions. Then, in 2007, he decided to actually
Good for
meet
him.
Buffett. Every year, Buffett auctions off a lunch for charity. Pabrai and his friend pay $650,000 just for lunch with Buffett. People thought they were insane,
Money well
but
spent.
Pabrai saw it differently.
Maybe.
In Hindu culture, there's a concept called Guru Dakshina. It is a gift to your spiritual teacher when your education is complete. Buffett had taught him everything, changed his life, turned him from an engineer into a millionaire without even knowing Pabrai existed. None of that would have happened if Pabrai had not been willing to shamelessly copy in the first place. If cloning is this powerful, why is almost nobody doing it? Pabrai has a very simple answer. They are not as shameless as me. They have more ego. To be a great cloner, you have to leave your ego at the door. And ego shows up in two ways. The first is the originality trap. From childhood, you are taught copying is bad.
I think the biggest flaw in this idea is that Warren Buffett is like an exceptionally good investor. Well, if you're in any other kind of branch of business, find the Warren Buffett. That's like the biggest, the hardest thing to find a Warren Buffett in the kind of business you're in or you want to invest in. Because we can't all copy Warren Buffett, because at some point he is not there more anymore to invest. And well, in any other kind of business, if you're not into stock investing, how would you copy the best guy if you don't know who the best guy is? And I mean, in retrospect, we know that Warren Buffett was really good at investing, but we don't know who's the best woodworking guy today. And like, obviously you realize in retrospect how good someone really is, but to find the best guy and to be able to copying him is probably the hardest thing about this whole idea or strategy. So yeah, let's continue.
Bad. Schools call it cheating. You get punished for it. But here is the reality. Almost every successful person started by copying. They just don't advertise it.
I have never copied in school, but now we're copying by reacting on this video.
Sam Walton, the guy who built Walmart, the biggest retail chain on earth, used to walk into competitor stores with a notepad and a pen, scribbling down their layouts, their shelf arrangements, how they placed their signs. He called it the best part of the job. But most people are too embarrassed to admit they copy. Pabrai does not have this problem. Someone asked him, Pabrai, why don't more people clone like you? He said, they have too much ego. I don't care if you think I am unoriginal. I care about winning. That is it. He's not trying to impress you and me.
Shameless, but
He just wants results. The
if
second
it
way
works
ego
for him.
shows up is more sneaky. Even when people try to copy, they dip their toes in for a week and give up. Pabrai says, "These damn humans hear something and say, 'Good idea, maybe I will use it.' That does not work. You have to go 10,000% or nothing." But here's what most people misunderstand about cloning: they think it means becoming a mindless copycat. It is the opposite. Pabrai cloned from multiple sources: Buffett for investing, Munger for thinking, Graham for principles, philosophers for life decisions. He took the best from the best and put them together his own way. And the funny thing is, by cloning from so many sources,
Yeah, well, to be able to do this, you need to be able to think for yourself, to identify these individuals where you think those are the very best. And then, I mean, even the idea of copying and like looking for great individuals is like a lot most people wouldn't do today. So it's kind of absurd. And I don't know if we should have these kind of these like having idols and taking inspiration is obviously very good, but I don't think that you're just able to copy every person you admire and think they are doing very good and it will work out for you. I think that's probably a very certain way to disaster.
he actually became original because no one else combined those pieces the same way. Pabrai says, "I have no original ideas. Everything is cloned." But nobody else put those pieces together the way he did. This brings me to the most important part of this video. I did not make this video just to tell you about Pabrai. I made it to help you. Almost every single week, someone comes to me, a friend, a subscriber, asking me why their channel is not growing, why their business
Why
is
is
stuck,
my channel
why
not
nothing is
growing?
working. And every time, it is the same problem. They're trying to be original before they understand the rules of the game. Let me show you what I
Don't
mean.
be
A few
original.
months ago, a friend of mine came
Copy,
to me for
react,
advice.
react, react.
She runs a short form YouTube channel where she shares food recipes. I look at her channel, and honestly, everything looks clean, polished, well edited. Then I ask her one simple question: "Can you show me the top competitors in your niche?" She pulls up one of the biggest channels in the space. And the moment I look at it, I notice a few important things. They have no subtitles, no music. They never put the recipe for the food on the screen. Every video is around 30 seconds. And most importantly, every single video was on a topic that was already proven to get views in that niche. But my friend, she was doing the opposite of all of it. She was adding subtitles, music, putting the full recipe on the screen. And on top of that, she was picking topics based on what she thought the audience wanted.
I mean, if we would all follow this kind of idea of just copying, 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 we wouldn't have any innovation at all. This is like real bad advice. This is not how it works all the time in reality. This kind of idea may work for some people in some different kind of points of life. And of course, we can all take inspiration from great minds and great people. And of course, doing stuff the same way others did is great tool or great idea to do a lot in life, because sometimes you just can you're just able to replicate it and it's totally fine. But for my experience, we have so many situations in our life where it depends on our kind of gut feeling and our decisions, and all our lives are so vastly different, and we all need to decide on our own. So I think in the very broad sense you can agree to some stuff in this video, but this is not a bulletproof concept to get rich. I think this is also very abstract. So this is maybe something that's this could probably help like a very, very tiny amount to get rich.
So I ask her, why are you doing this differently? And she says, well, I think adding the subtitle and recipe makes it more useful for the viewer. Plus, I want to create something original. I don't want to be a copycat.
Why did you
And
bring in
this
your
is
own
exactly where
ideas?
beginners go wrong.
Yeah,
Because that
complete
creator, the one with
stupidity.
millions of views, that's not an accident. That person already figured something out. There's a reason there are no subtitles, no
She's she's the
music, and no recipe
sole
on.
genius. You don't have your own ideas, you idiot. You need to listen to her. You need to do it the same way the best people do. Don't be individual, no.
The screen. They probably tried all of those things. And the
Yeah,
data told them it does not work.
sure.
But beginners come in and think, I know better. I will do it my way and improve it.
Stupid beginners.
No, you will not.
No,
Not
no,
yet.
no.
And this really drives me crazy because in real life, nobody would ever do this. Think about it. If you wanted to become a barber, you would never walk into a barber shop on day one and say, hey everyone, I have never cut hair before in my life, but don't worry, I am going to figure out my own way.
Yeah.
Of course, you would never do that. Instead, you would find the best barber you could, you would stand behind him and watch how he holds the scissors, how his wrist moves, how he tilts the customer's head, how he talks to them while he works. You would copy everything. And only after weeks of doing it this way, once your hands actually understand the craft, then you would start experimenting. But as soon as people start a business or a YouTube channel, they skip this step completely.
Kind of,
they do
idea.
not learn first. They do not copy first.
All, so.
They just reinvent. And then they wonder why nothing works. By the way, my friend actually listened and started cloning what works. 3 months later, she proudly shows me how many views she got. One video hit 100,000 views. Then another crossed 500,000. She did not invent anything new. She just stopped trying to be original and started cloning what was already working. And now she is slowly starting to experiment with new things because she already understands the basic rules of the game. All right, so let's get practical. You want to clone? Here's how. Go back to what Pabrai did. He did not pick 5 investors and grab a little from each. He picked the one, the absolute best, and he went all in before he branched out. That is what you need to do. Find your Buffett. If you're a YouTuber, find the one channel in your niche that is doing.
That's what I was saying. Finding your own Buffett is probably one of the hardest things to do. Like, I mean, obviously it's not hard to find competitors or guys that do the same thing as you, but finding the best one and really finding someone that has good kind of ideas, good advice, and better advice than your own and your own creativity. That's not always so easy. Usually it's kind of hard. And more often than not, today, you find some pretty stupid advice and stupid content on the internet. So maybe just like this video here, if you're watching until this point.
Better than everyone else. If you're starting a business, find the one person who already built what you are trying to build. Pick one. And once you find them, do not just skim the surface. Pabrai did not just watch one interview and call it a day. He read every letter, went to meetings for 20 plus years. He was not trying to get a summary. He was trying to understand how Buffett thinks, what principles are behind every decision he makes. And here's the part most people skip: the boring parts. Everyone wants to clone the big flashy insight, the one golden idea. But success is not one big insight. It is 1,000 small decisions that stack up over time. How you structure your morning, how you handle distractions, how you protect your time. It's like going to the gym. You can't just do the exercises you enjoy and skip everything else. It doesn't work like that. You have to do the whole program. Same thing here. Clone the whole system, not just the parts you find exciting. Then, and only then, you are allowed to adjust. So, if you are out there right now trying to build something and nothing seems to be working, stop for a second and ask yourself one honest question. Am I copying what already works or trying to be original before I have mastered the basics? Because chances are,
I mean, that's a fair point, which is really true. I would agree on that. Of course, if you want to be individual at some point in your career, in your job, video making, whatever, you need a solid foundation, and probably in 90% of 90% of times, it's good to just copy what works and put a little twist on it at some point further down the line. I would argue that in the missing 10% of cases in your job, whatever, you are the kind of pioneer and have the very best idea from the get-go, and you don't need to learn the basics because you just created the basics. But in 9 out of 10 cases, of course, it's best to just learn the basics from somebody else that has already mastered them, and then just go further into it, collect experience, and advance in the kind of thing you're doing. So yeah, I agree on that point.
Winning formula is already right in front of you, but you refuse to use it. Thanks for watching. And if you think this video...
So, thank you for watching. I hope you liked the reaction. And if you want me to react to another video, please leave a comment down below to suggest a video I should react to and give my kind of topic on. This was, how was this called? Oh, bruh. This was how to get rich so fast that people will think you're cheating. Questionable, questionable advice. If this, I would doubt that you would get rich of this little video. I think that this is more like a kind of idea to have in your mind, and like a little spark for something great you need to evolve in your own head. Yeah, just by watching this, you won't become the next Warren Buffett. Yeah. So, guys, thank you for watching. Please leave a comment on what to react to in the next videos, and if you have any other suggestions on this or whatever, please leave it down below in the comments. And until then, I will see you in the next video. Thank you.